Hello and welcome back to some more Catan Universe online gameplay. As the title of this video would suggest, we're focusing on building on resources that will generate us commodities from our cities. So you'll see with this board, I'm going to go ahead and put my starting settlement on the 9 stone 10 wheat with the 3-for-1 port, because that is going to come in handy all throughout this game. Because as you'll see later on, I will get merchant, but I won't hold it for a whole while. Now, merchant is a yellow progress card, so you're going to get that from building cloth city metropolis upgrades. And get cloth, you have to have a city on a sheep hex. So I will have it on the 3 sheep, because you'll see here, I'm going to go ahead and put my city, and this is so satisfying to put your city on 3 different resources that will each generate a different commodity. So you got your 3, you got your paper from wood, you got your coin from stone, and then you got your you got your cloth from the sheep hex, and I just have 1 of each. Now, granted, the 3 is not a very good number to be built on, but I'm not worried about that because I know there's always a chance to get the green progress card Inventor, which allows you to swap 2 of any number on the board except for 2s and 12s and 6s and 8s. So if I do eventually get a green Inventor progress card, wink wink nudge nudge, then I will steal a better number than a 3 and get like a 9 or a 5, which is pretty ideal to grab. And early on, blue decides to lay down a road to where I want to go, and I want to be over there and build on that 8 sheep. Not only to have an 8 in my arsenal of numbers to be rolled to get resources from, but also to eventually build a city on that 3 sheep, 8 sheep to get even more cloth rolling in, because I want that cloth metropolis. That's going to give me an extra 2 victory points, plus I'm going to have the cloth bonus. I always forget what it's called. It's not the science bonus. It's not the politics bonus. I think it might be just called the trade bonus that you get from having level 3 upgrades with the yellow progress cards, which gives you the bonus of 2-for-1 trade on any commodities, which can be very nice, because once you're done upgrading your city improvements to get to your metropolis, and you just have essentially useless commodities of that metropolis type, and you can just trade those in at a 2-for-1 rate, and it's very nice. So I cut off blue by laying down my knight. Thankfully, a 10 was rolled so I could activate my knight, because the barbarians, as you see, are now 1 step away from invading our little island of Catan and potentially destroying our cities. So me and blue are safe, and because red and purple do not have knights, they might be screwed. But of course, barbarian does not roll that turn, it's just a green dice. And somehow I think everybody pulls it out. They pull out a knight for each of them. I think purple is about to build one. And it would make sense, because if you look at purple, what they got going on, they're built on the 4 brick, 6 wheat, 11 sheep, and then 10 wood, 5 wood, 9 stone. So they have the most optimal setup. The only way they could make it better is if they were able to flip it and have their starting city on the 5 wood, 10 wood, 9 stone, because they would just be getting paper galore and would have gotten the science bonus way before anyone else in the game. If you don't know about the science bonus, it's the hottest one. It's just so good. If one of your numbers is not rolled, then you get 1 resource of your choice. And also, I found this out, if one of your numbers is rolled but it's shut down, you still get the science bonus. But of course, if a 7 is rolled, no science bonus, because I guess that would be just too powerful, because 7 obviously gets rolled a lot in Catan, because with the probability of dice, the 7 has the highest chance of getting rolled. Oh yeah, so there we go. Red puts down a knight, activates it, then just builds a settlement on top of everything else to get that stone port off the 10 wood. And of course, Barbarians still don't come in. This is crazy to me. This has been at least four people have rolled. And finally, Barbarians enter. But everyone's safe, and since everyone built the same exact amount of knights, we all get a progress card of our choice from any of the colors instead of someone getting a victory point. But that really only lasts for the first 2 times the Barbarians invade, and then eventually people will have more upgraded knights or more strength in their knights than other players, and they'll start getting Defender of Catan throughout the game, which can be a nice boost. If you're not watching that and finishing the game quickly enough, then that can be a huge factor in that person winning. So just something to watch out for. And I'm desperate for a brick because I'm worried if blue has intrigue, the blue progress card, they can displace one of my knights that their roads is touching. So if they would have had it, they would have just kicked my knight out of there. And then they would have been able to place a knight of their own in that spot on that in between the 3 sheep, 5 wood, 8 sheep. And then they could have then built their own road, but I was desperate for the brick, so I did trade a wood and a sheep for a singular brick so I could build the road. And one downfall of this commodity heavy strategy is you don't build on brick because you don't really need it, because you just hope to get road building from a green progress card. And brick doesn't generate any commodities, so it's really not that useful to build on. I mean, you can use 2 brick to build a city wall, but you can just hold more cards, but you can just get engineer, a green progress card, which allows you to build a city wall for free. So brick becomes, pretty much unnecessary, as you'll see in this game, because I do end up winning. And a 6 is rolled. I don't have a 6. I really should have built on a 6. But so far we're doing all right as I just keep slowly upgrading my things. Paid 2 cloth for that. I got science level 1 with the 1 paper. And you really want to try to get the science bonus as early on as you can in Cities and Knights. I've said this before in some of my videos, but it just helps out so much. Like right now, I'm trying to get that settlement on the 3 sheep, 8 sheep, and it's just taking way too long. I should have probably had it by now, but the only good thing I got going for me is I have some city improvements with all 3 of the colors, so that's good. But the 8, having an 8 in your arsenal with the dice rolls is just so helpful. Of course, a 6 would be too, but we're just going with what we got. Because I could have instead turned my roads the other way and tried to build down to the 6 brick, 3 wheat for the 3-for-1 port as well, but I already have a 3-for-1 port, and as I've been saying, brick in this kind of strategy is kind of redundant / unnecessary, so I just wasn't worried about it. And as a 9 gets rolled, I now have 4 stone. And instead of doing a 4-for-1, I do have my 3-for-1 port. But I need a brick and a wheat, so that's not going to work out. I can only get 1 resource out of that trade to the bank. So I just have to keep waiting. And now you see blue has 2 knights activated, but the one down below at that sheep port is not activated. As an 8 gets rolled, and I wish I had an 8, because that would be so nice. And Barbarians are coming back in. And I really need some knight power, so I have to trade in for a wheat. Even though I wanted to use that wheat to eventually build a settlement, I just have to activate my knight and keep waiting. Because if I lose this city, then I'm really kind of screwed. As I go ahead and upgrade my knight, because I see that blue hasn't upgraded his, and there's only 2 more spaces for Barbarians to come through, and now there's only 1. So if purple rolls Barbarians, then we tie, and I get a progress card along with blue. And there's even one more chance, because blue still has to roll before any upgrading of their knights, as you see. So purple did not roll Barbarians. So if blue does, then I'm guaranteed progress card, because red also has 2 power of knights. Purple only has 1. So there we go, Barbarians are rolled. Since 3 of us tied for our knight strength, we each get a progress card. I usually choose a green one, as I think I do here. And it turns out to be printer, which is just a free victory point, and you automatically reveal it. But it's nice to get a victory point, but early on, you want a progress card that actually helps you out, like, maybe road building, maybe irrigation, maybe mining, so I can get more resources or build more things. And there goes an inventor. And look at this. For whatever reason, blue gave me a 9 and gave purple and red a 3, which kind of blew my mind. But later on, you will see blue build over there, so I guess it was all part of a master plan. But I was just really appreciative to get a 9, as I get a 5 right there, so I get a paper, and I get mining. So mining, you get 2 stone for every city or settlement that you're touching a stone hex to. So right now, if I use mining, I would get 4 stone, which I already have 2, so that would be a nice, I would get 6 stone, so I'd be able to do a nice 2 for 1, or 2 resources for 6 stone off my 3 for 1 port, which would be nice. And I think that is what I was thinking as I'm watching this gameplay back through with you all. I have a lot of Catan gameplay recorded on my phone, so I'm trying to piece together what I did in each game, what I was thinking. I have to try to figure out if I can record my voice at the same time I'm playing the game, give you all a better analysis of what I've got going on through my head as I play or make my moves throughout each of these games. So blue does build the 2 roads over to the 6 brick 9 sheep. Now instead of the 3 sheep, now it's 9 sheep, and he's going to get that 3 for 1 port, which is going to help him out, because he still does not have the sheep port. He just has a knight touching the sheep port, which does not give you access to the port. But wouldn't that be interesting if they put that in the game? If you had a knight activated on one of the port spots, you could temporarily use the port. I think that would be really cool. And that would also be hilarious if that was actually a thing and I just didn't know it. But I don't think it is a thing, as I get the science bonus. So I'm at 4 victory points. I have the science bonus. Now the game is really gonna be going in my favor, because anytime I don't get a roll, or one of my numbers rolled, I'm gonna get a free resource, and it's probably gonna be a brick or a wheat to continue doing my thing, because I'm getting a lot of stone, so I'll probably be taking wheat off of those science roll aqueduct or gold field, I believe is what they specifically call it, so I can combine my wheat with my stone and build more cities to get more commodities, to eventually get metropolises and steamroll my way to victory. There we go, aqueduct. So I take the brick. So now I have all the cards I need to get that settlement on that now 9 sheep, 8 sheep. And I also have merchant. So merchant is going to be useful as well for trading in. Probably want to put merchant on the sheep in this situation, because once I build on it, I'll be 8, 9 hot numbers plus, so we get a lot of sheep off those rolls. So I would probably want to put merchant on one of those just so I can trade in the sheep. And because we're focusing on commodities in this game, you probably want to get your metropolises as soon as you can if you're also trying to emulate this strategy. So it's kind of, I don't know. I think the best way to do it is to get the science bonus as quickly as you can by using a lot of paper to upgrade your city improvements. And then as soon as you do that, go ahead and get a lot of cloth upgrades for that, for the yellow city improvements, so you can get the trade bonus, and you can get a lot of the yellow progress cards are really good, like merchant, master merchant, which you can take 2 cards from anybody who has more victory points than you. You get to look at their entire hand as well, which is just bonkers to me, because if you have Resource Monopoly, another yellow progress card, you can take 2 resources of the same thing from everybody. So Master Merchant allows you to look at their hand. You can pair that up. It's a nice little combo. And Merchant Fleet is nice. It's a 2-for-1 trade on anything for a single turn, or any one particular resource or commodity. As I get my Knight stolen with Deserter from red, so now red is very much in the running for getting our Defender of Catan. But you see blue still just needs to activate that 1 Knight down low to tie up with red and Knight strength as I get the Master Merchant. Now, check this out. Purple gets the Science bonus, which I'm kind of worried about, because now we're in a race to see who can get that green Metropolis first. But, it uses Deserter. So now purple is trying to fight the Defender of Catan, little race going there. As the Barbarian's about halfway to attacking Catan once again. So purple has 6 points. I have 6 points. I wish purple would have built 1 more victory point so that I could have used Match Merchant on purple, because blue and red are not that far behind, but it's probably going to take them quite a bit longer to pass me in victory points. And I'm not about to wait around waiting for them to pass me in victory points just to use Master Merchant. It's not that worth it. It's just a really cool card to use if it's convenient. But I'd rather just have more victory points than people rather than waiting to use it. So I was hoping for the convenience to use it on purple, but it looks like that's not going to happen, because blue is going to take longest road, I believe. If not this turn, then next go around. So if blue would have, all blue had to do was build 1 more road to take longest road, put blue at 7, and I could have used Master Merchant, but nope, that's not going to be a thing. As I roll a hot 5, and I get Bishop off this, and at first I'm going to use Spy on red, because red has 4 progress cards, and that's just too powerful. So I'm going to have to, I was going to take Smith, but then because I got my Knight taken away from Deserter, I was like, you know what, that's not even worth it. So Merchant is the best bet here. And Bishop is hot because you can place it on a hex and it'll take a resource from anybody on that hex. So I was hoping the other 3 players would have each built something on 1 hex, so I could have taken up to 3 cards, but I get just 2, which is pretty good. As I go ahead and use the Merchant on the wood, so I can trade in and secure, for now, the Science Metropolis. Because I figured I was going to get the city on the 9 sheep, 8 wheat, or sorry, 9 sheep, 8 sheep. But the city to me was more important, because with no knights, I want to protect the city from being destroyed and being downgraded back to a settlement. Plus, I want to prevent purple from getting the Metropolis before I do, because it's really hard to take Metropolis from someone, because you not only have to build up to level 4 city improvement just to tie with them, you have to build to the max level 5 city improvement before they do to steal the Metropolis from them. So that doesn't happen all too often, and I didn't want to take that risk, you know, with purple having 2 cities on a 5 wood and a city on a 5/10 and just getting loads and loads of paper. Alright, Barbarian's getting closer, and check this out, Spy. So I know I'm getting spied because I have the most victory points so far in the game. And blue is going to spy on me and take Crane. Why would you not take Master Merchant when you can have 2 resources or commodities of your choice out of my hand? But instead you take Crane, and 1 city improvement costs 1 card less. But you could just gamble on the fact that I probably have commodities in my hand, because I'm heavily built on commodity generating hexes. But nope, uses Crane, and you know, more power to him. Uses a pays 1 coin to get the politics level 2 bonus or city improvement. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just keep these commodities and these cards. And I have, thankfully, did not get any of my stone or wheat stolen. So now I can build a city after I get a free city wall. Hey, I was talking about engineer earlier, and it came into effect in the game. So didn't even need half 2 brick. I just got the green progress card. Although it is a gamble on if you'll get it or not, if you'll draw it from the pile. But I mean, hey, I got it, so that's all good. And I upgraded my settlement to a city. So now, if a 9 is rolled, I get 1 stone, and I get 2 sheep and 2 cloth. So that Metropolis will be coming my way very soon, in terms of just being able to generate a bunch of cloth from my 9 and my 8. And plus, once I get the cloth bonus, being able to trade 2 commodities in for any card I want, then I can just start trading my paper at a 2-for-1 rate to get even more cloth or more coin if I want to go ahead and get a 3rd Metropolis. But of course, before I get a 3rd Metropolis, I do have to get 1 more city. I ran into that mistake early on in my Cities and Knights playthroughs, where I thought I had upgraded to get a 2nd Metropolis, but I couldn't get it because I only had 1 city. So that was kind of a oops. So always make sure you have enough cities for your potential metropolises. And you'll see I have 4 cloth right now, as blue finally takes longest road. But at this point, I can't use Master Merchant on him now because he's only at 7 points and I'm at 9. And with this 10, I get a wheat. And I'm definitely looking to get that Metropolis. Oh, so I already had the bonus. So now I get the Metropolis. I have 2 Metropolises. I'm at 11 victory points. I'm 2 victory points away from winning the game. And take a look at how far along you are in this video. You should be about 22.5 minutes into watching this, if you're still watching with me. It's going to take me another 10 minutes just to win the game. And I cut out some of the footage, so it actually took me a little longer, maybe 15 minutes, just to get 2 more victory points. Ideally, the last few points to win, it shouldn't take that much longer, because you should be so built up and have so many resources, commodities, progress cards coming in that it should be maybe 5 minutes tops. But for me, I have this terrible luck where either my numbers aren't getting rolled or I'm getting shut down, and I just can't quite close the game out with the speed at which I was building earlier. And look at this red. Red builds a road, or 2 roads and 2 settlements in a single turn. Also, they took purple's knight out of that spot so they could go over to that 8 sheet 4 brick with a 3-for-1 port. What a hot turn for purple. And I really appreciate purple because they take pretty quick turns. Like they seem like they know what they want to do, and they just go out there and get it done each turn. So it helps out that they didn't realize they were being recorded for a YouTube video, I don't think. But it's nice in that aspect. If you take really quick turns, I don't have to cut out a lot of footage where people aren't doing anything because they're either thinking things through or the internet connection's a little on the slow side. So that's just a nice little thing for us Catan YouTubers trying to record some gameplay and bring it to you guys. And so let's see where we're at. I'm at 11 victory points. I just checked up on people's progress for city improvements. Purple is 1 level away from getting the politics or the blue metropolis. They're at level 3 for those city improvements. They need 4 coin to get that metropolis. And I could have taken that one to win the game, but because I don't have a 3rd city out on the board, I need to upgrade a settlement to a city first. So at this point, with only 1 coin, and I do have Alchemist, which is very nice. That's probably one of my favorite green progress cards. I can roll whatever I want instead of taking a chance. It's especially useful when you have more than 7 cards or more than 9 if you have 1 city wall built, or more than 11 and you have 2 city wall builds, and you don't want to roll a 7 and get rid of half your cards, you use an Alchemist so you can guarantee that you will not only keep your cards but gain more, because you can choose to roll a hot number. In my case, I would choose a 9. If the robber wasn't on my 9 sheep, then I would have gotten a lot of cards on that roll. But I go ahead and build a second settlement to put me at 12 victory points, and it was just easier to do it that way, to do 1 settlement and then 1 city, because that's a total of 9 cards that I need. Of course, this settlement, you need 1 wood, 1 brick, 1 sheep, 1 wheat, so that's 4. And then the city, you need 5 cards, that's 3 stone and 2 wheat. So that's a total of 9 cards to win the game. Instead of upgrading that 10 wheat, 9 stone settlement to a city for 5 points, and then I would only need, oh man, it depends on what politics city improvement I'm at. I think I'm only at level 2, so I would need 3 coin to get to level 3. Oh no, I'm only at level 1. I see that on the screen right there. So I would need 2 coin to get to level 2, 3 coin to get to level 3, 4 coin to get to level 4 to finally get the blue Metropolis. So that would be 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, plus the 5 to get the city. So that would be 14 cards to win. And it'd be kind of a long, drawn-out process trying to trade over to get coin from my other resources and commodities. So I was like, that's too much work. If purple's going to go ahead and get that blue Metropolis, they can have it and they can enjoy it, because I'm going to win in the long run. I was hoping the short run, but it just takes me a while to finish out the games for whatever reason. As blue, I believe, stole my irrigation and used it for some 2 wheat, because blue is only built on the 10 wheat and no other wheat, same as me. And usually no wheat or not a lot of wheat, it leads to your downfall. And in this game, it probably would have been a good idea to build on that 6 wheat over there. But turns out commodities are... I got to play a few more games where I just focus on commodities. But this strategy, it might come close to rivaling the wheat strategy by just building on a bunch of wheat and getting a merchant on there or getting a wheat port. Because wheat is used for so much in cities and knights. Your knights, your cities, your... now that I'm thinking about, settlements too. It's really, it's used though, but the knights and the cities are so crucial. So therefore, wheat by extension is so crucial. So, plus if you have a wheat port, then you can just 2-for-1 that for the rest of the game on commodities and other stuff. So, yeah, wheat's just the best resource. I don't think there's any argument there. And even in seafarers, seafarers, it'd be nice to have a lot of wood and sheep to build all your ships to go to other islands. So I'd say this setup, this basic board for basic Catan or cities and knights, wheat by far the most important resource. Now commodities, I would say paper is the most important commodity because of that science bonus I keep going on and on about. As Aqueduct gives me a card of my choice, I'm going to take a stone. Now I'm at 2 wheat, 2 stone. I need 1 stone to win the game. 1 stone and wedding. I have to give up 2 of my cards, unfortunately. So I get rid of the cloth because I don't need that anymore because I already have that Metropolis. And I'm not worried about purple going to steal the cloth Metropolis from me because purple only has level 2 on the yellow city improvements. So I go ahead and give them the cloth, and I give them the stone because, I'm not getting a lot of wheat off rolls. And I see that I have an Alchemist, so if Alchemist does not get stolen from me, I'll just Alchemist a 4 or a 9 and get some more stone, build my city, and be out of here with another win. And purple has a nice run here at the end with building that city on the wheat port and having 4 cities total, but they really should have had a Metropolis by now. They really should have gotten that green Metropolis from all the paper they should be having off the 5 and 10 wood. But oh, they just spent 4 paper to get the level 4. So now I kind of have to win at this point, because if I wait any longer, then purple's going to steal the green Metropolis from me, which will bump me back down to 10 points, which will boost them up to 11 victory points, and the win will probably escape me. But thankfully, I will be getting just what I need, because I have Alchemist. I only have 2 wheat now. I need 3 stone. I do have Alchemist. I have 2 master merchants, which are useless to me because I'm in the lead. And yeah, it kind of had to win, you know. It's not going to be this turn, it's going to be next turn that I'm going to win, but it really did come down to these last few turns. If I waited any longer, I probably would have been bumped back down to 10 victory points, and then the win would have been just barely out of reach for me. And these next couple rolls are crucial in giving me what I need. Well, not the 7, of course, as red is no doubt going to shut me down. Chooses to shut down the 11, interestingly. Now, I don't need any sheep. I get why, because just seeing 2 Metropolises and seeing that I would get 4 cards off an 11, but 11s aren't really rolled that much, so they probably should have shut down my 9 stone up top, or my 4 stone. But then again, they're on my 4 stone, so they don't want to do that. As they use Commercial Harbor, I gladly gave away my cloth. I didn't need it anymore, and they gave me a sheep. And if I get 1 more sheep, I can use it for 3 for 1. As a 9 gets rolled, I do have to discard a progress card before I get my resources. So I get rid of Intrigue, because I don't need that. I have 0 knights. I'm not worried about trying to get Defender of Catan at this point. And I now have Merchant, so I don't even need a 3rd sheep. I can just put the Merchant on sheep. And I do have 2 stone and a coin off of that 9 dice roll. And this is it, guys. We're coming into the home stretch. All I needed is blue to roll and then me to roll, and I win the game yet again. How many Catan games have I won overall? That's what I would like to know. Probably over 100. You know, not to brag. I mean, there's other people that won way more than that. But it's just kind of nice to think about milestones like that. Blue is going to go ahead and roll a nice 10. So I will get wheat after I discard something. I'll discard the crane, even though blue would probably try to steal that from me again, despite me having Alchemist and Merchant, because blue, for whatever reason, really likes crane. As blue builds a city to get 10 victory points. This was actually a pretty close game. Red had 8, purple had 9, blue had 10, but I put a little nice joke in the chat because Alchemist garners me a 9 of my choosing, which gives me just enough cards to build me a settlement to win the game. I didn't even need to use Merchant, and I still have my 2 Master Merchants, which were never going to get used. I'm surprised they didn't get stolen from me and then used against me. But sometimes the game just works out for you in the end. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the longer style Catan games and not the chopped up, you know, shorter condensed gameplay I usually bring you. But take care. We'll see you in the next installment of Catan Universe. Bye-bye.